Hey, welcome to today's technical analysis of stock. This is your host, Eric. We're going to be looking at ROKU stock today, and it is October 28th, 2019. So here's the one-year chart for this stock. As you can see, it's had a bit of a grind higher since really December of 2018. It's been just grinding higher and higher. In September, we saw a significant retracement, and we've been heading higher essentially since then, with a small little dip here in mid and really late October. Let's look at some moving averages and see what those tell us, if anything. So when you toss in the moving averages, at least on the one-year pattern, I don't get a clear signal. So the reason I'm saying it's not clear is this: you have the 50-day line, which is this blue line here. Next in line, you have the 10-day, and then under that in red, you have the 20. For this moving average to be clearly a bullish symbol or signal, I want to see all three in line, like we did back in August, where you had the 10-day is higher than the 20-day is higher than the 50-day. Right now, it appears that we're about to end up back there. If we have another strong move tomorrow, that 10-day will pop on up, and it'll probably take a few days before that 20 pulls higher than the 50. And if that goes, then this will be a bullish signal. Right now, I'm going to say this is inconclusive with the different moving averages out of order. Let's expand it out to 5 years. And in this scenario, the stock hasn't been public for 5 years. It appears to have been in an IPO back in October of 2018. So this is all of the stock data that we have on this stock. And so I'm going to go ahead and look at, once again, the moving average. And just take a look. The reason I like expanding out the time period is just so you get more information in view. Sometimes you can miss the forest for the trees. And in this scenario, expanding the time series out to get more data is the forest. The trees would be just simply focusing on the daily chart, the daily prices. So in this, what typically would be a 5 year, each of these bars is 1 week. Whereas in the chart before, the 1 year, each bar was a day. So this chart inherently just contains more information for us to analyze and be able to get a look at. Now, when you look at the moving averages here, now this is basically the green line becomes a 10-week moving average. The red line is a 20-week moving average, and the blue becomes a 50-week or almost one whole year. So here you're seeing a strong bullish signal. This 10-day does appear to start to flatten out a little bit, but I'm okay with that because the 50-day is smooth and still climbing higher, as is ultimately the 20, and that wasn't the 50-day, that was the 50-week. The 20 period and the 50 period are both pushing higher as well. So in the 5 year, or with this really what would be about a year, a little over a year, this is actually decently bullish. So I'm going to put the Fibonacci retracement on this time period because I really want to grab as much of the information as I can. And this is really interesting. That pullback that we saw back in September actually went right to the 50% retracement level of the previous move, almost exactly. And then we've been in a bullish pattern since then. So this is strongly bullish, if you ask me. It's a clear sign that the previous retracement was complete. It was finished. It went where it was going to go, and it's bounced since then. So to me, this Fibonacci pattern is actually a bullish signal on the stock. And now, of course, I want to take a look at the MACD. And I've said before that when you have a strong trend in either direction, the MACD becomes less relevant. But in this scenario, since we had that pullback back in September, I do feel like the crossover that we saw in early October, and what I'm talking about is this bullish crossover of the moving averages below the zero line. This is a strong bullish pattern, and we're just now really crossing above the zero line, which makes me feel like there is more bullish momentum in this market that we should see in the coming weeks. And last but not least, I like taking a look at the trying to find any sort of recurring themes, i.e. support and resistance lines. So this purple line is an interesting level. That's the $100, $99 level, and you can see how often this is touched. So it was a bit of support back in June. It became support again in early August, and then lo and behold, late September, beginning of October, it also created that support for that retracement, and you can see we bounced off of it strong. The second line, this green, is some slight support, and we'll just see how it plays out if it actually is validated as support. So it's an area that we bounced off of in August, but if you look at October, you can tell we've kind of pushed against that and not been able to go lower, which makes me think it is support for this stock going higher as well. So overall, I think the stock has been heading higher since that last retracement. The 1 year moving average is out of order as far as giving us a clear bullish signal, but the 5 year is definitely in line with bullish sentiment for those moving averages. The Fibonacci analysis shows that we're definitely in a bullish move, especially since that last retracement hit the 50% level. That's a strong retracement level. That lets me kind of confirms to me that the retracement was done, and now the stock is prepared to go higher. The MACD is definitely indicating bullish market momentum, given that there was a cross below the zero line, and now the both exponential moving, I believe it's exponential, but both moving averages are higher than the zero line and appear to be pushing higher. So that's a bullish indicator as well. And then I like to make sure I take note of the support lines that were at both $100 per share and $128 per share. Overall, I think this stock is bullish. I would expect it ultimately to retest the last high, which is $170 per share. I doubt we will go straight there, given that we're only trading for around $146, $147 right now, but definitely wouldn't be surprised if it went there and possibly surpassed it. And I definitely am expecting this stock to reach at least $150 per share. We're so close to it right now. I feel like that price level is just sort of going to magnetically pull the share price there and possibly go higher. But if you're looking for a quick trade, that might actually be a nice way to pick up $3 per share. So that is it for this particular video. Hope you guys have a great trading day tomorrow. Happy trading.